500 India 1 here. I wanted to do a little segment on the Holtzman TemperFlow on the installation. Holtzman Engineering's out of Eagle River, Wisconsin, and they're selling this TemperFlow that will automatically jet your carburetor from minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit on up, or you know, whatever you wanted to jet your carburetor for. Say it'd be minus 40 or minus 20 or minus 10. Anywhere from there up, warmer temperature, it'll compensate for it and actually rejet your carburetor for you without tearing your sled apart. I think it's a good idea. I read countless reports on it and haven't heard anything bad about it. So I did hear a few guys talking back and forth about wanting to get one. There was one guy on Sled Freak that did get one. I don't know if he got it in yet or not. But I thought the guys that were interested in it or had heard of it would want to see how it goes in, how it works. And those guys that, you know, say we're interested in it, that didn't want to buy it this year, well, we're going to put it in. I'm going to follow it throughout the year, keep up reports on it, and you guys that were thinking about it, if you like what you see, then, you know, for next year, maybe you guys want to pick one up. We're gonna put one in here, and we're gonna follow it. I have an exhaust gas temperature on this sled, so that way we can see if it actually does what it says. If it's gonna lean it out too far, we're gonna know. If it's gonna run too rich, we're gonna know. So, you know, we're gonna actually see if what they say it does is true. And I just thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride, so to say, you know. And that way you guys, you know, if you're wanting to spend the money on it, you get to see it beforehand and see if it actually does work. The prices range anywhere from $170 to $180, and this, for the Polaris rack card models, it's the $170. They do also sell a special one for the Arctic Firecat. I'm not sure what for carb setup they have on it, but they needed a special TemperFlow for them as well. Any other model sled, or you know, make sled or model, it's just one standard TemperFlow. I did see a write-up on the IQ models. There's something there that has to be changed, and if I look into it, I'll let you know. So let's put this in, and we'll see if it starts up and works, and then when the snow flies, we'll get to see if it really works and says what they do. It does what they say it does, you know. So yeah, that's about it. Let's put it in and see what happens. Okay, this is what all comes in your kit when you get it. This is the TemperFlow. Your adjustment screw for your altitude, all your hoses, all your connections, diagrams for you, and that's the box that came in. So let's go over here and we'll open the hood. Alright, I already took the top off my SLP, and I already drilled the hole for the TemperFlow. Let's open this up here. And what we want to do is we want to take this TemperFlow, and this is funky doing with the camera on. Put that in like that. And the next thing we want to do is we want to put the hose on. Okay, and I'll have to get the clamp. Hang on a minute. I'm going to shut this off and put it on the tripod. So now we got to put the clamp on here. So now the clamp's on. I'm going to tighten it up then. Then we have to install the bigger tube and the T that goes down inside the box, it helps it breathe. So I changed angles for you, so that way you can see this elbow goes on the temp flow, right like that, and then this T goes on the end of that. Now the T is supposed to be back away from any pressure changes or high vacuum. So we're going to put it all the way in the back of the box. So we're going to put this on like this, if you can see it. Stick this on the elbow. With the natural curve of the hose, it's going to lay way in the back corner here. And I'll zippy tie that in then. Okay, so that's basically it for inside the box that you can see in there. Alright, now this is going to get zippy tied way in the back here, so that way it's away from everything. So now we'll move on to the front here. Okay, so now we got a bunch of hoses to stick on this side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that my batteries are dying, we're going to put this on the inside here. Make sure that's all good. Next thing I have to do is drill a hole in the top of the carburetor plate. Okay, this hole is going to have that little guy in it there. Then we're going to connect this hose to it. So while I go drill that hole, I'll give these batteries a rest, and I'll be back in a second. So we drilled the hole and put our little orifice in there. We backed it up with a little PC7. We'll let it dry and then put it back on. While I was doing that, I also installed inside here is a breather tube that comes off the TempiFlow. It goes down and hooks into, it tees into your other breathers, which used to go into the box here. Well, now this is going to change your pressure inside these vacuum tubes. So the only thing we have left now is to put that back on as soon as it dries up. Put the top of our SLP intake back on, and we're pretty much ready to roll. Okay, so hopefully I can get through this quick enough before my batteries die. Here's our outlet coming in to our carburetor, our pins in. Our breather hose is now hooked up to our T and into the carburetors. There's the corner of our TempiFlow. This breather hose must be lower than this in the air box. Also with the T, it must be lower than the TempiFlow, just so you guys know. That's about it. I get a chance here, we'll crank her up and see what it does. It should run okay on the stand. Okay guys, so there you have it. That's the Holtzman TempiFlow. It's in. If we have to make any adjustments from here on in before we get out on the snow, I'll let you guys know. And that's it. If you get a chance, or you want to, I mean, if you really want this, get a hold of Holtzman Engineering. I believe it's holtzmanengineering.com, and they'll send you one out, answer any questions you have. So, yeah, that's it. We'll see you out on the snow. I'm 500 India 1.